Hello, hello, hello. My name is Kenna and welcome to this quick guide on all new achievements added with the 120 Thieving and Heists release. Heists are a super fun way to actively train thieving, being able to race your friends and with the chance of rare drops. Each heist has the same 3 achievements: speedily completing the heist in under 6 minutes, sneaking through and not being caught a single time, and completing the heist by looting from every chest, safe, and pickpocket. We also have 4 new stalls added to the existing A Thief Beyond Belief achievement, a song to unlock in the heists themselves, and a sneaky new item to add to the tool belt. To complete all these achievements, you will need food and healing items, 3 to 4 inventory spaces, and some recommendations are tank to boost your HP, a thieving cape at 120 for loss reduction, a luck ring, mobile perk or Shadow's Grace relic, bladed dive and surge, and a stethoscope. Let's get into the first achievement. Starting off with the market stalls, you'll want to head to Xanaris first and run southwest to the markets, looting from both the spirit and trinket stalls. Get here either via the Slayer Cape or via the Fairy Ring. Next, head to Darkmire. I used Rakan's Medallion and run northeast to the new market area and loot from the meat and potion stall, and this should be achievement number 1 complete. Next up is heading to pick up your double ammo mold. This is a new untradeable item and is needed to complete your tool belt. While this isn't added to the trim achievement just yet, it's really likely this will be added in the next few weeks, so it's worth getting this done out of the way. Head to the Dwarven Mine below Falador and run to the spot shown on screen. Picklock the new 3 chests on the blue dots until you receive the mold and get this added to your tool belt. This also has a hidden collection log slot, so you'll be ahead of the game and have that ready done when we hopefully see the global collection log one day, maybe, hopefully. And then we'll get started with the new heists. So for this, I'm actually going to switch to the actual game so I can show you directly. So I've now switched to this screen. I think this is going to be a lot easier to explain what to do in each heist if I just do it as I'm doing it. This might go horribly wrong. I might waffle. I'm likely to waffle, but we'll try it anyway. So for the first heist, you want to enter into Carrad Et, into the archaeology site, run into the main entrance and run southeast. That's east, yes. And this little sign that says the Vault of Herodotus. Easy peasy. Speak to Liara and go to chat option 5 to say you're ready to head in, and that will then unlock the heist for you so you can actually get going and get into the heist. So once we enter, we get our loot bag, which is great, and there's kind of a couple of things to be mindful of within the heists. One is the legionary guards that roam around the place. If you get caught in their catch radius, you will get teleported back to the start of the area that you're in, so it's very good to avoid those so you don't get caught. And the other way you can get caught is from these rummaging the dead legionaries. With this blue bar at the top, hopefully we'll hit 100%. And okay, it didn't work. That's annoying. But at 100%, it does have the risk of spawning one of these roaming legionaries directly on top of you. If it spawns on top of you, it will catch you and teleport you as well to the start of the area. So if you're going for the no catch run, do not risk it. Make sure you get out of that as soon as you hit like 66%, just to make sure. If you're also going for the speed run, I would recommend not trying to search from the chests because they take a little while longer to search and to open, and it will just delay you a little bit while you're trying to do your speed run. You want to try, if you can, to do mainly the rummaging and the safes themselves. In this first area, the only thing you really need to be able to move through is this Legionary's seal. As soon as you've got that, you can enter the first barrier and then get through to the next area. So once we're in this area now, the next thing we need to do is power this shadow anchor so we can go through the shadow dial. To do each pylon, to do each shadow anchor, you do need 10 batteries, similar to the shadow anchors in the Carrad Et archaeology site. And I did, yes, spawn one on me, but we'll pretend it didn't happen. It didn't catch me, so it's all fine. Because we need 10, what we will do is harvest as many as we can, and in this part before we go into the next area. In total, to be able to loot every single chest, you need 60 batteries in total. But just to get to the chest at the very end and complete the heist itself, you need 40 batteries. They drop in batches of 6, so 10 drops to get the 60, and 8 roughly will get you enough to get that 40 as well. So at the moment now we have 18 batteries, so we can now go ahead and power this shadow anchor, which will activate the button for us. Normally, if I was doing this run as myself, I would probably just leave at this point. but it is honestly better off just harvesting as much as you can and getting as many resources early to save yourself a little bit later on, especially if you're going for the max loot bag, which is 500. If you need that 500, you are going to want to try and loot as much as possible. And if you're trying to loot from every single chest for the full completionist achievement, you're also going to want to do that. So it is worth noting all of these little squeeze in through crevice areas, which always have at least one hidden chest within them. So how I personally did this for my achievement, I would clear room by room. So as soon as I knew one room was done, for example, this little section just has the one box to loot from. As soon as I got that one done, then I would move on to the next area. If at any point you're worried about getting caught, you can always hide in these tall grass areas on the map. Even if the radius of the legionary goes on top of you, he will not catch you. As we can see here, he is not noticing me. I am totally safe, and we can just wait for him to walk away and then go into the next room with the shadow button. In total, in the first area, there are 3 things to loot, 2 bodies and 1 chest. In this area, we have a chest, a crevice and a chest behind there, 2 bodies in the main area. And in this bottom section, we also have a chest and a safe to crack. Again, I wouldn't recommend looting from absolutely everything if you're trying to do the speed run or the safe run. It is better just to get full speed ahead to the end of the map so you get the kind of best chance of not taking damage or taking longer than the 6 minutes. But if you're trying to loot absolutely everything for that achievement, you want to make sure all of these are done. Okay, so once that is done, we then run straight away to the shadow button and get going. The one good thing about this shadow button as well, as soon as you press it, you do go into a safe area, so you don't have to worry about being instantly caught as soon as you press this button. Main things to note in this area are that there are 2 legionaries roaming. They do cross over in the middle, so it is a little bit of a risky area to get into, but other than that, it is pretty straightforward. You want to focus on powering the shadow anchor and just looting as much as you can to build up your loot bag and also to build up your stack of batteries. Again, if you're trying to get to the just initial rare chest at the end, you only need 40 batteries. If you're trying to get to the final area and loot everything, you do need 60. So in this area, there is 1 chest in this main room here, a chest and a safe and a body in this area, a chest in this area, a chest here, a body and a chest here, and a safe here. So there's quite a few to loot in this one, but none are really hidden. There's no there are no crevices in this area or anything to really loot between. But yeah, make sure to try and have dive off cooldown if you can, and it just means you'll be able to get out if you're about to be caught. So I will go ahead then and power the shadow anchor in the second room and then run straight up to the top. So powering the shadow anchors also makes then the shadow chests viewable and pick lockable, if that's the term. I don't actually know, but we'll go with it. But the other thing we need in this area is another seal for the next door. So you do have to search every chest and everything you can see until you get that initial seal. Once you've got that second seal, we are good to go and we can go straight through the gate into the next area. But you do need to get that first seal. Otherwise, it will not let you. It'll kick you out and tell you no. So fingers crossed we'll get it in the next, there we go, from that chest, perfect. So if you're going for full completion, make sure to pick all of those up. But I'm probably yapping way too much and we want to get moving. So we're going to just go straight to the barrier. And because we have the Praetorian seal, we can go straight in. Now this is the 3rd area of the heist. We want to run to power the shadow anchor as per usual. And there is a chest here as well to harvest and pick lock. I'm going to leave it personally. No offense to this chest, but I'm going to leave it alone. What we are next going to do is activate the shadow anchor. Now this is a third way you can get caught from this heist. You can get caught from the Roman legionaries, from being caught from the spirits if they spawn that legionary as well, and from this area. You can't run openly in here until you've powered the shadow anchor in every room, which requires the 60 batteries. But if you're just wanting to get to the next room, you activate this shadow barrier here. And you are going to want to follow these tiles on the floor. If you step outside of these tiles, it will kick you out and it will take some loot from you. So you want to make sure you are either keeping an eye on exactly where to click and where to stand, or well, you kind of just want to do that. If you mess up, you're going to lose loot and you're going to be booted back to the room that you entered from. So definitely worth making sure you're on the right tiles while you're running around. Lovely, and we're now back up to 10 batteries. There are a few areas to loot in here, so I will show you those as well. but activating these pylons also means you can activate the shadow crystals to see where you need to stand. So it's really important to get those done as you get them. In this area, we have the Dead Legionary, a crevice to search with a chest as well. In this sort of main building area, there is one safe, one chest, another crevice to run through with another chest below, and a rummage Dead Legionary body in the very sort of northeastern corner of the map. One good thing to know about the Legionary bodies is they do have a yellow dot on the map, so it does mean you can you'll always be able to see where those are, basically. But now we are going to go ahead and activate the shadow pylon again. And again, just follow the path around and loop around. I find it easiest if I just wait until I've definitely got to that tile and then click, just because I like the peace of mind to know that I'm doing okay. And then we get to the next room, and this is where the rare chest is. So you don't have to do anything else. If you want to just loot that chest and go, that is completely fine. In this room, though, there is also another chest and another safe to use with your pylon battery. I don't have the pylon batteries, so I can't activate them right now to show you. But if I was to activate this pylon, I would then be able to activate this shadow crystal, see the path to get into the final room. In the final room, there is then one chest and 3 safes to open, and another pylon to put 10 batteries into. Once that has been put into, this middle area becomes completely safe. You don't have to stand on any particular tiles. You can stand where you like and you are good to go. But at this point now, I'm happy to leave. I'm happy that I've completed the heist, and I just need to pick lock this rare chest. So yeah, again, for this one, it is a pretty safe heist, I would say. There aren't too many areas where you can like really badly mess up. There's not too much RNG to it in terms of the staying safe. If you're slow and cautious, you will 100% be okay and get that sneaky achievement done. But you do have to get a little bit lucky with the first seals for the 6-minute run. If it takes you a little while to find them, you might struggle to get to the get through the doors and get it done in 6 minutes. But once RNG is on your side, it's kind of nice to get done. It's definitely one I would recommend though, just playing around with yourself, finding the routes that you like and you're most comfortable with, and you will be good to go. So yeah, that is the first heist. Not too much damage taken. It's pretty safe in terms of you're not going to die randomly. You won't lose too much loot. It's clear enough where all of the loot drops are and where all the chests are to search from. And fingers crossed, you'll be able to get all 3 achievements done in no problem. But now let's head to the second heist, which is another story. Let's get into that one. Okay, and starting off strong with the second heist, I have used my Slayer Cape to get to Laniaka, and I am running around southeast to the next heist. This is one that you need food for. I personally died, I think, 4 times in my first couple of attempts at this heist, so I would definitely recommend having some kind of food, some kind of tank armor, some kind of healing, and you will be good to go. You also, for this one, need to have your hands free, so if you're holding any weapons, make sure to unequip those. And again, for the getting into this, speak to Liara first, chat option 5 if you just want to get straight in, and you will have the heist unlocked and be able to go. So the first things first for this one, it is a little bit more scary. There are a lot more traps, but a lot less guards roaming. There is just one guard who is the keeper. He does move position a few times, but other than that, it's not too bad, I promise. So the first thing to get into here, we want to pick lock this door and enter this first area so we can then pass through it. And there are 3 chests to loot in this first area. All you need to be able to progress is the code tablet. So it can take a little while. You can get unlucky and it's in the 3rd chest. You can get lucky and get it in your first one, but they're not too bad to loot. And because there's only 3 to loot in the first area, it makes it a little bit nicer. But as soon as we have looted the 2 in here and just check them to see if we get the code tablet here, what we then do is a little bit of a time challenge, I guess it could be called. And we'll just wait a couple of seconds and we did get the code tablet. Beautiful. So what we want to do here is activate this system controls, and this temporarily shuts down the keeper so we can run and get into this area here behind him. So we click the controls and we pass straight through the door. The keeper is now gone, so we've got a couple of seconds to be able to get through. As soon as I've got to that area, I surge down, I get to this tile here, blade a dive across, run through the barrier and get straight out of the zone. And you've still got a couple of seconds in that time until he spawns back in, but it's really important to do that sort of as quickly as you can. Next up is getting through this picklock door. If you stand in the middle tile of the three, these like, I don't know what they're called, energy clouds won't hurt you. So if you're pickpocketing the door, picklocking the door and they do start to come back, you can just step one tile south of where you're standing and they will pass by you with no damage, no worries, and you'll be good to go. So if you're trying to do again the no hit run, you want to avoid those. And then passing through the door will also mean you are totally safe. So in this room now, there is again one more chest to open and a dragonkin pylon to activate. Once we activate this pylon, it will make this barrier blue, which means we can stand through it. So if we click on this one now, there we go. Small beeping noise indicates the barrier is safe to go and we can get out. So we'll then pass through this door, make sure we're standing in the third tile so we don't take any damage, run past these little lightning beams and go straight through the barrier. Now, welcome to the Deathscape. This is where I died many, many times. If you do not die first time, honestly, kind of impressive. Fair play to you. You need a medal, to be honest. All of these balls of fire hurt, and they hurt a lot. They take about 4 to 5k damage, so this is where tank armor really does kind of set itself aside. Okay, so we are going to start off again. We are going to pick up the tablet, and we are going to walk forward to the first spot. These cannons have 5 blasts of fire. As soon as they are done, I will then walk through, and I'm then in a safe spot. Then we're walking north and slightly east. We can get into another safe spot. And this is the first chest as well in the area. I then wait for each fireball to blast forward. And as soon as it's sort of reached like level with me, I'll then click forward to move past to that spot on the map. And we'll do that again. And we'll do that again. The keeper in this area has 3 areas that he cycles between. So if you're not sure where he's going to be next, it is worth holding off and just making sure you have like got time basically to get past him. There is also a crevice here that you can walk through and get into a safe. Okay, so the keeper is now in this area, so I should have time to be able to get through to this zone. What I want to do here is avoid the first 2 balls of fire. As soon as they've gone past, walk straight forward and to this first safe spot behind this first display tank. Then again, once the fire has gone level with me, like there, I will click forward and walk forward. This, I do sometimes lose damage that way, but then I walk straight to keep level with the back wall and then walk through here to place the tablet on the lectern. As soon as this is done, this is like a checkpoint almost. And as soon as that lectern is in place, we then hear a small beeping noise. This has been automatically activated for us and we know this area is ready and unlocked. And the barrier at the bottom has also been changed blue, so we know we are safe to go. So then, just to make this a little bit safer to get past, we can go ahead, walk through this crevice and picklock this locked door to get into the next area. So we'll wait for this to picklock and then we'll be able to pass through and we'll be good to go. Then to avoid taking any damage from these guys, I just do a bladed dive to this corner and you avoid all damage and you are totally safe and you are out of there. In that first area as well, there was another chest, and in this area, there is also a safe in the middle. So 4 items in this sort of section 2 to unlock, basically. We then pass through the barrier, and we are now in section 3. So section 3, I would say, has kind of 3 parts. There are the 2 things you need to activate to be able to get into section 4 in the final section. And then there is the long, horrible route to get all of the chests and loot boxes. So I'll show you first of all what to do to get into the actual final area. And then we'll go into the extra loot bits. So this is the first section. It has a lightning beam that goes in an anti-clockwise area on the marked tiles on the floor. So if you're looting something that is on one of these tiles, if it's in the kind of the spot or 2 before, make sure you're ready to move backwards so you don't take any damage. And in this area there is 3 chests, 1 ornate, 2 regular chests and 1 safe, and also the strange conduit. What you're going to want to do here is wait for the lightning to go past and activate the conduit and get straight back out. So nice and simple, and you are good to go. Then you're going to want to head into the opposite side. and this is where the second conduit is, as well as a couple more chests. There's a crevice here with a safe that you can also unlock, and also a chest here to pickpocket. Again, these have the five cycles of fire, so you can either blaze a dive through them or wait for the fifth one before you click and run through, and that is completely fine. And then for this one, I tend to run to this spot here, then run past, and there is another safe to crack here. But again, just to get through this, I will just activate the conduit and run away. Again, if you surge as well through these, you will not take any damage. So for the hitless run, I would probably recommend waiting for your ability to dive and surge and getting straight out of there. So the first area with the first conduit, there are 4 items to unlock. In this area, there are 2 with a crevice with 1 hidden behind, so 3. And then right at the entrance, there is another crevice to go through with 1 chest. But wait, there's more. There's also this handhold section that you can also climb up with a lot more chests available to grab in this area. So we first of all have this beam that goes along this way, which you can just run up and climb the handholds to get to the next area. There isn't anything on this floor, so you can just skip this one if you're able to. Then for this section, I personally think it's safer to just do a bladed dive and just get to the chest that way, and then you're not risking losing any damage or taking any health. But as soon as that chest is then unlocked, you are good to go to the next portion. The next bit as well is a little bit scarier, in my humble opinion, because you do have to run this way through these fire beams, but once you've got to this second tile, you won't take any damage. You then want to run straight over and swing across this railing, where you'll be able to get another ornate chest and a door to pick lock. So once you've done the chest, you pick the lock, and there is another chest in here with a safe to crack. I'm not going to do that now because I'm sure you know you pick lock the chest, you run through and you get that done. But then we can drop down here, and there is also a door to pick lock here. You can run through and pick lock this chest, and then that is all the extra chests in this room. I will then jump over the rubble and we will go into the final area. And I'm also going to eat some food because I'm getting low and I don't like that. Okay, so then the final bit is section 4, which I think is actually the easiest part. Running south, there is a rubble to jump over and a crevice to squeeze through. Going through those, you will find 1 more ornate chest to search, and that will be the final sort of hidden one in the area. And you're then going to want to run up and through these lightning bolts that go to the floor. If you're looking at them head on, you'll be able to see that it's a line of 4, but there's always 1 blank gap. So you can always stand in the blank sort of space and not take any damage by walking through them that way. Or if you really want to, you can just surge straight through them and you won't take any damage. Then in this final area, you have the safe, the chest, and the final rare chest. So as soon as you've got that rare chest unlocked, you do get the achievement, you do complete the heist, and you get your loot, which is the most important part. This one, in my opinion, is a lot quicker in terms of trying to get the 6th minute. I found this one very, very easy to get the 6th minute achievement. And I still have not got the not taking any damage achievement, but I will get it done eventually, I swear. But yeah, this one I think is a lot more fun to try and figure out and learn. And try and kind of get the bladed dives and surges down. Once you've got those down, you are good to go. And then as soon as we have picked up this chest, we will then teleport straight out, get some loot, hopefully, and see if we get anything nice. You do also get 75 loot from the final chest, so it is a little boost to the 500. No drops, never lucky, but we will take that, and that is, hopefully that explains kind of roughly what you do with both of those heists. I would definitely say it is a lot easier doing it than it is kind of trying to explain it. But as soon as you've done it a few times, I think you pick up your own ways that you enjoy doing it. And it's definitely in my opinion, really fun new skill and method. One thing I do think I forgot to mention is that when you first enter the first heist that you do, you will unlock the Heist Born song, which will then also get you back Music Maestro, which means you will then have your trim back, your comp back, and you'll be good to go. But that is everything on how to complete the new heists. I really hope this is helpful, especially for the new achievements. And if there's anything I could have done to improve, please do let me know. It really does help me out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, whatever you're getting up to, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye all.